Where do my biases come from? State Standard HS1.T.R2.B. Identify cultural perspectives, personal aesthetics, preferences, and beliefs that may influence the evaluation of a theatrical work. Humans are tribal creatures. In the age of worldwide connection via the internet, it's hard to imagine a person who couldn't survive alone. In theory, a person could have a work-from-home job, pay their bills online, get their groceries from a garden they raise or from a home food delivery service, and never need to encounter another living person. But that's a very recent phenomenon. In our caveman days, isolation meant death. Humans lack the evolutionary advantages of other species. We don't have sharp claws or fangs. We don't have thick fur or layers of blubber to keep us warm. We can't kill an attacker with one bite. We can't see in the dark. Our only advantage is our intelligence, and we learned pretty fast that we were smarter as a group than alone. For thousands of years, human survival depended upon us grouping together to build our lives and to protect each other. That tribal mentality is a powerful instinct, and even though it's no longer necessary, it's one we all still give into. We tend to group with people who share similar traits. Some of our groups are chosen for us: our families, sometimes our religious groups, our racial groups, etc. Sometimes we choose tribes based on traits we are able to control, and sometimes we try to change ourselves to fit in better with certain tribes. We might decide to dress a certain way, or listen to certain kinds of music, or join certain activities. Sometimes it goes the other way. We aren't part of a certain group, so we get loudly critical of the traits we associate with that group. We might call a certain kind of music stupid, or talk behind someone's back because they dress a certain way. We might refuse to attend activities just so it won't seem like we support the kinds of people who participate in them. There's nothing wrong with that by itself. Finding people who are similar to ourselves gives us a sense of belonging. It makes us feel less isolated and gives us hope that we will survive in this world. Here's the problem. The earth is only so bountiful. There's only so much food, only so much land. And when you're living in a society that's dependent upon local resources, having to share those resources is a threat to your survival. That's why war exists. One tribe threatened another tribe's resources, and people killed each other to preserve their tribe's access to those resources. Over time, tribes developed an us versus them mentality and started to assign traits to other tribes based on their limited interactions. Today, we call this stereotyping. A stereotype is a predetermined and oversimplified idea of a person's character traits based on their physical appearance. Stereotypes result from unconscious biases. If I'm in the tribe of the blue-eyed people, and I never realize that I have bias about brown-eyed people, then I'm just going to believe it when someone from my tribe tells me that all brown-eyed people are good at spelling. It's only when I realize I have certain biases that I have the tools to step back and go, wait a minute, brown-eyed people are all individuals, and having brown eyes has nothing to do with being good at spelling. So, where do our biases come from? Biases come from our tribal instinct. We tend to think positive things about people within our tribe even when they don't deserve them. We tend to think negative things about people outside our tribe even when they don't deserve them. Additionally, we tend to assume our tribe's way of thinking or doing things is correct, and we tend to view other tribes' ways of thinking and doing things as weird, wrong, or gross. You are about to complete an activity to discover the tribes to which you belong. Something to note, this is not a fully diagnostic tool. This is just something to help you get a sense of the fact that you do hold unconscious biases, so you can start working on them and becoming aware of them. so you can start putting the snakes in their tanks. You may have biases not listed on this inventory, or you may have been making a choice to deliberately confront and deny them while you were working. Whatever the case, just try to approach the activity with an open mind.